You may be wondering why, in this presentation about media studies, a very visual medium, I haven't included any pictures on this slide. That's because I want you to stop and think for a minute about the images from television that come to mind if I mention the word fat. Maybe you thought about Fat Monica in Friends, thin actress Courtney Cox in a fat suit dancing around with a donut in her hand. Or maybe you conjured up some of those tragic images of large stomachs or cellulite on legs in medical obesity shows like Shut-ins, Britain's Fattest People, or My 600-Pound Life. Or maybe those kind of inspirational but often very brutal weight loss stories and competition shows came to mind, like Biggest Loser. This would be no surprise because until very recently, we've mostly seen fat people on TV as punchlines or cautionary tales. Fatness on television is so often used as a visual representative of moral failure, whether it's funny or it's dangerous. We've become used to taking large bodies for granted as being lazy, immoral, and messy. These framings contribute in kind to the so-called global obesity epidemic, which views fatness as a communicable disease. In the time of COVID-19, we might be a little more critical about talking about fatness as a pandemic, having just been living through that. In my slide, I say fat is changing the shape of TV and of TV criticism. What I mean by that is in recent years, as feminists and fat activisms have become more visible, popularized in the idea of body positivity or the dangerous billion-dollar diet industry, the shame and blame culture against fat is changing. Some television has started to take up these politics, and that has meant more fat representation. This is exciting. It means newer shows like Shrill or This Is Us are less and less likely to just depict fat as a metaphor for failure. However, this shift also raises a ton of compelling questions about the power of visibility to actually change lives for people with marginalized identities. I explore the power and the drawbacks of fat visibility through my research. By considering fat as an intersectional lens of oppression, in kind with queerness, disability, and race, rather than as a self-evidently bad or good quality, I argue that we can better understand not just our expectations of fat individuals, but our expectations of television itself. What new pictures of the fat body might we conjure up next?